Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Christ knows, I don't know.
And this is NowGamer's review, and I didn't play it, but you did.
I did. I played a lot of it. So the big thing for me is combat. It's very fun, very fun. This bit I've cut through different bits basically. I don't like finding these things, but it's excellent. There's a lot of kind of depth to it. There's a lot of combos to learn. It's not quite as heavy on the combos as perhaps Bayonetta or even DMC.
But this is the thing. How does it compare? I think everyone's going to look at it and go, "This is a Platinum Games." How does it compare to firstly Bayonetta and then DMC?
It's more Bayonetta than it is DMC.
Okay.
It's a lot tougher. There's a lot more to learn than DMC. DMC you can kind of get through just spamming the same things, and also there's this excellent kind of hack and slash feature.
Well, this was the thing when they first announced it. Was cut anything you like, cut it. Can you cut anything?
Not everything, but you can cut a lot of things. And that, to be honest, even outside combat, when you're just slashing up things for the sake of it, it's a lot of fun. But the combat, it's constantly always kind of giving you new things, get new weapons, new tools to kind of understand.
How hard is it? Is it a challenge?
I played it on hard, and it wasn't. I would say Bayonetta was harder, but it is difficult, and to understand the kind of parrying mechanic to really make the most of that.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing, you can't block in this, can you?
Well, you can if you parry, but you don't time it very well. That blocks it basically.
Oh, okay.
Which you can see actually in the fight here.
Do you get a dog as well? I remember seeing something about getting a dog. Do you get the dog?
You get a dog that follows you around, but he doesn't really join in combat, which is a bit of a disappointment because
it's still pretty cool. It's a robotic dog.
Cool. It's hilarious. All the cutscenes with him in are great, but yeah, it's a shame that you don't get to utilise him in any way. Not this guy. This guy you have to fight. It's one of the earlier kind of mini bosses. But yeah, all in all, combat's brilliant. Parrying is a little awkward for people. I think people find it a little difficult to understand at first. But yeah, all in all,
the camera's a bit meh.
Camera can be a bit of an issue, yeah. But
overall, a strong outing for combat.
I would say, yeah, very enjoyable.
Right.
Okay, so stealth. There are stealth sections in the game.
Why?
Well, it's Metal Gear, isn't it?
I know it's Metal Gear. I get that. I get the connection there, but he's got a sword and he's wearing battle armor.
It's not brilliant. It doesn't seem to have a place in the game, but I enjoy it. You know,
Is it a little joke? Do you think?
I think so. It's a nice distraction, and to be honest, you don't have to do it. They're all optional. But I chose this clip because it's quite a good example of how.
And the cardboard box is obviously awesome.
Exactly, just instantly teleport into a cardboard. See, that's the big problem there. The AI just kind of give up and walk off.
So unless you're chopping them to bits, they're a bit.
Yeah. But you know, I didn't mind it so much. I did. Not all of them. I tend to optionally choose to just fight most of them, but it's kind of fun just to sneak around in a bit, and it looks hilarious as you're walking around a cardboard box with your high heels sticking out.
High heels are pretty funky. How does it connect to the Metal Gear universe in general, though?
Well, we'll talk about that a bit later, but yeah.
What about in gameplay terms then?
Gameplay wise, it's nothing like it. If you like Metal Gear and you want to play a Metal Gear game, then
that's the thing. You can't say for Metal Gear 5 Solid 5 fans, pick up Revengeance.
Yeah, no, you can't at all because it's completely different. Even the stealth sections, I mean, they're just kind of a nod towards the fact that it's Metal Gear. You see up ahead actually, I killed this guy. It's quite gruesome fashion, but he still doesn't notice anything. He just carries on walking into the wall. So yeah, AI and stealth isn't brilliant, but you know,
it's never really going to be there, is it?
No, it wasn't. If you expected it to be, then you probably had the wrong idea of what this game was going to be about. But yeah, like I said, it's good, and most of them end up in a fight anyway if you get caught, unless you really want to stealth it. And the interesting thing is actually is the combat rank for each level. If you do stealth, you won't get a rank for that, and that'll actually discount you towards higher ranks. So if you're aiming to get S rank, you can't do stealth. You have to choose to fight them.
So it really is in there as just a little funny nod to the.
It's a nice extra. I mean,
plus you'd probably go through the entire game and not even realise there was a stealth section.
Well, you could do it in theory. Yeah, I mean, it kind of there's a bit at the start. It kind of tells you have to do this bit, but to be honest, after that, yeah, you can just it's all optional. So I'd recommend giving it a try, even if you don't want to, because it is kind of fun.
I'd quite like to watch you chop more things up now.
Well, you can watch me chop this bit thing.
Oh, you fell
I tried to do it stealthily. This is how most stealth sections turn out. You have all these great plans, and then suddenly it all falls to pot.
Yeah, damn it! I'll just chop him.
But I wanted to get this guy because he's got a bit of secret data in his arm. You see, but he spots me, so I just end up slicing him up, falling down, obviously. But yeah, stealth sections, they're all right. Right, so the story of
It's very serious, isn't it?
well, it's not as serious as Metal Gear usually is, but it's very Metal Gear. Just to summarise, it's basically about you have to collect some stolen brains.
Okay. Is there a proxy war going on?
It makes no, there isn't, but it makes more sense in the story. It's all about
Has war changed?
No, because although the Patriots are now disbanded,
right?
They've just decided that Warcom is still important and just more terrorists are going to turn up.
So things have just stayed the same.
Yeah,
brilliant. Good to know that all that hard work in Metal Gear Solid 5 has really paid off.
Yeah, well, Metal Gear Solid 5's not out yet, but fair enough. But it's bits like this that really kind of prove the point of Metal Gear Revengeance, because it's just so over the top, so mental, and that's the point. Is the story is nutters. But when you've got Raiden dressed in battle armor driving a car with a metal dog in the back, it's it tells you a lot about the tone of the game. But it does talk a lot about Raiden as a character. I mean, he seems to have ignored his wife and kids and mentions them early on, but that's it. Yeah, he doesn't mention them ever again.
Because there was a wedding at the end of the last one, wasn't there?
Yeah, and he was in hospital, and his wife and kid came to visit him. But that's never mentioned except for one time at the start. But it's more about kind of Raiden. He's this mass killer. So
it's not canon, but it kind of is.
It is, because it kind of ties into everything that's been set before it. But even still, it's a bit mental. So this is basically about midway through, and Raiden's trying to battle his inner demons, if you will. So this is Jack the Ripper,
right.
And this is where you unlock the power-up mod, basically. But yeah, story is absolute bonkers, but I think Metal Gear fans will really enjoy that.
Does seem like a lot of fun.
It's time for Jack to let her rip.
Right, boss fights. I start in the cardboard box because I think that's hilarious. But
every boss fight in the cardboard box.
I think so. Yeah, it doesn't affect anything.
How do they rank up against, say, Bayonetta's boss fights? Because they were pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I don't think it beats Bayonetta. Bayonetta's boss fights were something else. But they are fun. Really, a lot of fun. They're kind of the best part of the game, I think. To be honest, the clips I use, I'm not very good at them. It's kind of the first time I'm fighting them.
It's fine. So don't feel embarrassed.
I am embarrassed.
It's all right.
But no, they're good. They're all different in some ways. This one was really tough fight. Actually, I enjoyed this one. But there's always a lot of kind of interesting mechanics going on. So this guy will often throw rocks at you, or in this one you've got a lot of those little geckos. Are they called? Dwarf geckos?
No, the geckos are the big thing. I
those
can't. It's been so long, I actually can't remember.
Whatever those ones are called.
The arm guys.
Yeah, her spear is basically made of the arms of these guys, which she actually unlocks as a weapon, and it's one of my favourites. But yeah, it's kind of this is a good example of just how mental the boss fights are, and they always end in some kind of spectacular fashion. But yeah, boss fights, it's not as good as Bayonetta's.
As good as DMC's then, let's keep the comparisons going.
They're probably as good as DMC's, I'd say. Probably tougher than DMC's. DMC's was more kind of traditional boss fights where you had to evade
attack the patterns. And
I mean, this is a bad example because you're doing the same here, but this proves kind of the kind of mental nature of...
Are you fighting some sort of big Katamari or something? Because that's what that looks like.
This guy's the King of Storms. I can't remember his name now. They all have these fancy names, and he can control thunder and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, he's using this to try and damage Raiden.
So quickly summing up,
Revengeance. Yeah, it's good. I would recommend it to people.
Out of 10,
8.
I'll put you under, weakling.